Hi, I'm John Holden, Deputy Chief Executive of Bradford Teaching Hospitals, and welcome to the weekly news roundup from the Trust. This week, we celebrate the first birthday of our Patient Recruitment Centre, an organisation that in its short life has already contributed a huge amount to health research. We're also sending our congratulations to one of our teams for winning a highly coveted Nursing Times Award. But first, we have an important message from a young mum who gave birth at Bradford Royal Infirmary a few days ago. Anna-Ree Muir decided not to have the COVID vaccine and contracted the virus while she was almost 30 weeks pregnant. She became severely ill and her baby son had to be delivered by emergency caesarean section. After lots of medical support for both of them from our teams here, on our COVID wards and in neonatal, I'm pleased to say Mum and baby Jaleel are now home and doing well. Here's Anna-Ree and consultant neonatologist Dr. Sam Oddy to explain why the vaccine is so important for both mum and unborn baby.
I rang Mum and Mum for some advice and then they sent an ambulance out. We went up to A&E and then from A&E straight away they took me up to COVID ward. They decided to put me on CPAP. I got told I needed a C-section because the baby was laying on my lungs and my lungs weren't able to inflate to their full potential.
I would be understanding of anyone who's frightened to have the vaccine because getting an injection, it is a bit frightening. But I would urge women to think of the benefit for them and for their baby and to weigh the short-term unpleasantness of having an injection against the real health benefits that people across the world are seeing. Women who have the vaccine, if they get infection at all, have a much milder infection.
Do research, get all the information you can and get the vaccine because I wouldn't wish what I went through on anyone.
Thank you, Anna-Ree. What a beautiful little boy you have. We send all our good wishes to both of you. And thanks, Sam. That's such a vital message. Now, you'll probably know that here in Bradford, we've been involved in a pioneering COVID-19 vaccine trial run by Bradford's Patient Recruitment Centre, or PRC for short. Our PRC is one of only 5 centres across the country that were set up by the National Institute for Health Research a year ago to enable members of the public to take part in clinical trials and health studies. Here's the centre's clinical manager, Karen Regan, to tell us about the PRC's first 12 months in action, and research participant Mariam Karolia to explain why she decided to get involved.
With the onset of COVID, we were thrown straight in at the deep end with COVID trials and vaccine trials. Besides the vaccine trial, we do have some other trials going on. We have a cardiology trial that's going really well. We're one of the highest recruiting sites in the country. We've got some respiratory trials that we're doing really well and meeting our targets with. The patients that take part in clinical trials have better outcomes, and it means that the patients are getting much more opportunities for novel new treatments that are out there. It's been an extremely busy first year, and now the trials are allowed to open again, lots of other trials have started to pick up, and we've got over 20 trials now in setup, so we're not going to get any quieter soon.
If people like myself didn't step up and say, yes, we'll be part of this trial, we wouldn't have the information that would be able to help people. The best thing that you can do for your community is to help others. And this is just one way of doing it.
Thanks, Karen and Marianne. What a fantastic difference the PRC is making. And if you'd like to take part in health research, please check out the website that's on screen now. And now let's take a quick trip around the rest of the Trust to see what else has been making the headlines.
I'm one of the newly qualified midwives. I'm new to the Trust and I'm really excited to get going. Everyone seems really lovely.
Well done everyone, a really well-deserved moment of recognition. Finally, it's safe to say that most situations are made better by a nice cup of tea, which is why it's a great relief that St Luke's Hospital's newly revamped tea bars have reopened after being closed for over 18 months due to the pandemic. Here's Project Officer Sam Hunter and Voluntary Services Coordinator Susan Schofield and the tea bar volunteers to tell us more.
In March 2020 we had to close down the tea bar. Unfortunately we had just done the refurbishment, so people never got to enjoy the lovely surroundings that we've got here. So it's lovely to see it opening again today after all this time.
It's lovely to be able to come here now. We're volunteers. We like to help out.
It's been good to me because I do live on my own and I don't see anybody. So it's been nice to come back today.
We have behind the scenes been doing the risk assessments, making sure that, we haven't got vulnerable people coming in to run the tea bars, and those that wanted to come back have now come back in a good force really. We've got 2 tea bars at St Luke's run by the charity. The opening hours at the moment are 9 till 2, Monday to Friday. We serve tea, toast, sandwiches, drinks. Staff would like to come and get the tea and toast at the break time, and also our patients who are maybe having to wait a bit longer like to get a cup of tea while they're waiting.
Thanks so much all. That's a terrific service. Well, that's it for this week. As usual, all our latest news and updates can be found on our social media channels, Twitter, LinkedIn and Facebook. Finally, this weekend is the big vaccine weekend across Bradford. There's no need to book, just drop in. Please go and get your COVID jab if you haven't had it already. You can find out more information on the website below. Do take care and wrap up warmly as it's going to get very chilly out there. We'll be back with another roundup again next week. Bye for now.